it is now time for Bucifer's vociferous musings. Blasted boo blasters, why do you plague me so? It's now time for your favorite talk show, Howl-O-Scream, with your hosts, Lucifer and Holocaust.
Ooh, welcome everyone. On today's show, we will feature elves and reindeer, secret sexual encounters. Ooh.
Kill me.
And later we'll be talking to Chance. You know her as the lunatic clown. We'll be asking her about her newest charges, those of her being a failed icon. Wonderful stuff, huh, Lou?
Oh, kill me. I'm not even living or dead, but kill me.
Why is it not Fright Nights?
They thought it would never happen. The odds only got worse. Prices, security, lack of new attractions. There was no chance in hell. Then something changed. Or the jaded and bored just needed to conquer a new frontier, no matter what the cost. And it happened. Well, everything except Disney. Did you think we lost our minds? Doc Lindsay's Hangar Bar. I've got terror running through me. Florida, Universal Orlando, Halloween Horror Nights, Wet n Wild, Fun Spot, Legoland, Busch Gardens Tampa, Howl-O-Scream. Is there a good time in hell? Now, Thanks for Writing presents No Chance in Hell, the Halloween Horror Nights 26 review. Happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween!
It's that time again. And we're back. We've gotten our fill of Halloween already. Pre-October 1st.
Boy, did we ever.
It's now October, though, and we're ready to talk about it, tell you guys all about it. This will probably take a while. So, strap in.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot to say on this stuff. So this is, as the intro so eloquently introduced, this is going to be the Halloween Horror Nights review, which will be our Halloween special for this year, 2016. It's going to be a lot of meat, a lot of red meat in this one. This is all red meat. We're not really fooling around on this one. We got a lot to say. But first, we want to talk about the other largest Halloween event that you will get in Florida, in the state of Florida. And of course, by that I mean Brick or Treat. And we're going to go on for about 40 minutes just about that. So, no, please don't turn it off. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about Howl-O-Scream. Ooh. Right? You got to howl, then you scream.
Right.
So, Busch Gardens, Tampa. We went to Howl-O-Scream. It was the opening weekend of the event. Second night. Technically considered a preview night. Something like that. They had some kind of name for it. Hey, we're at Howl-O-Scream. It's raining.
Man, hallelujah. It's raining.
So you know it's time. Time to get intense. Let's do it. Oh shit! The evil has come. It is time. Oh wow. Welcome to Howl-O-Scream. It has begun.
Two zombie houses? That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Are enough?
What? Enough zombies around?
No, there are enough horror themes where you don't need to have two zombie houses.
Zombie. All right. Ooh, scary. And the most scary thing of all, a horrible roller coaster.
Chainsaw?
Uh-oh.
Don't like chainsaws.
Well, it was not our first Howl-O-Scream. I guess we should say that first. We have done Busch Gardens Williamsburg's Howl-O-Scream, or ooh, oh, ah, if you will. We have done that. So, and I did like it at the time. It was I thought the best Halloween event I've ever done. And but I'm not so sure. I think that got eclipsed when the Halloween Haunt Cedar Fair thing started, or maybe not. I just hadn't re-upped on it in a long time, so I was very excited to see this. But regardless of what Williamsburg does, I kind of thought that Tampa does a higher level event anyway, because they're competing with the Central Florida parks, and namely Halloween Horror Nights for Halloween. So as a direct competition to that, I figured they might step it up more at this one. So I was very excited, very interested, and what should we do? I know you want to do this rapidly, right?
Well, I mean, that's the way we did the event. We actually did not have a lot of time, really, for the event because we were just trying to get the rides in. But we did, 3 houses? And we walked through not all the scare zones, but
4 or 5 scare zones. All but one.
Okay.
Whatever it was, we walked through all but one of them.
Yeah, we tried to do as much as we could in the time that we had.
Yeah, this is a park we only visit about once every 4 or 5 years, so we didn't want to waste our time. We wanted to get as many rides as we could.
Right.
And we got hit with some rain. Unfortunately, the typical Florida midday thunderstorm came late for some reason on that night. It didn't hit till about 6, right at the changeover, right when they were changing over from regular park hours to Howl-O-Scream. And we kind of lost another hour and a half because of that.
Yeah.
The first about 90 minutes of Howl-O-Scream, we got washed out. So we kind of spent it in the Nairobi train station, just kind of hanging out. So yeah, time was of the essence, and we did as much as we could. My first impressions, scare zones were lacking. Houses were very good. So
They were, yeah.
That's just my first overall impression. So you actually want to go through like each one?
That's
That's how we usually do these things, yeah.
Well, you want to do scare zones first then, since you mentioned
Well, I mentioned
that
everything. I
first?
just want to give the first overview, but yeah, let's get into this.
The
scare zones were not well fleshed out.
The one that was themed to like a playground or a children's play area or whatever, I mean, that was kind of cool. That was all right.
The name's not on there, are you sure?
I swear to God, they're not on there.
Did they not name them? That's the other question. Maybe they didn't actually name them. Well, and that doesn't surprise me because they weren't all that well fleshed out. So it's like I don't even know if they knew what the themes were.
All I can say is one was really great. It was the one by the bumper cars, the Ubanga Banga. It was sort of near there. It started there, and by the Skyride station, there was a little walkway there where they had like sort of an apocalypse kind of scare zone.
Oh yes,
that was really good.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was kind of like a mini house.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, it was like the very beginnings or end of one.
Because there's a lot of fog, a lot of dark lighting, hidden scare actors. It was good.
Well, that's kind of an oxymoron. Dark lighting. a lot of light. I understand what you mean, though. Yeah, it's a lot of very well placed lighting with the fog that would obscure your view, and a lot of places for the characters to hide. And there was a decent amount of characters as well, and great imagery. It was like bodies were burnt at stakes, I think.
Yeah,
just kind of hanging out there. So it was all outside, and but yet. Almost felt like you were inside at times because it was so kind of claustrophobic and in on you. And yeah, that was a great scare zone. It was like you said, whatever, contaminated post-apocalyptic area of some sort. That was actually good. We got to walk through that like 2 or 3 times because you had to. They closed the whole Congo and Jungala and all that stuff was closed, and you had to walk that path that ends up going next to the Skyride station in the Congo and back up to the bumper cars, and yeah, you did. So
Yeah, it's funny that they do force you to walk through there.
yeah, it was good. It was very good. Well, it is a ticketed event, so I guess
Oh, that's right.
you
I
wouldn't be
forgot.
there if you didn't want to do Halloween,
Yeah, okay.
theoretically. So I guess.
I forgot that it was a separate ticketed event.
Yeah, we
But
should
it
say
is.
that too at the top too. Yes, this just like Halloween Horror Nights at Universal is a separate ticketed event,
It's really weird.
which is different. You know, Williamsburg was not like that, and still is not, as far as I know. If it is, let us know, or maybe they changed it, but it wasn't back in 2005 when we did it.
Right. Well, I like what you said, where you said as we were pulling up to the park.
I can't believe I'm here. This park's like dump. Oh, after that. Okay, sorry.
After you said that,
And we were singing to Devil with the Blue Dress On.
yeah.
Don't forget.
No, that's right.
Don't forget that. Okay, but anyway, after
Then
that,
you said, if one park in Central Florida wish they could move, it would be this park. It would be Busch Gardens, Tampa. They wish they could be in Orlando or a lot closer to Orlando.
yes, they definitely wish they were in Orlando. But they do a killing where they are just the same. It's not.
Oh,
it's-
definitely.
It's close enough. I think enough people go there, and they have a strong local base as well
Oh yeah.
in that area. A lot of people live in Tampa. It's a vibrant community. So the other thing you mentioned, the Ubanga Banga, they actually transformed those into a Halloween ride.
Oh, I forgot about
Which
that.
I
That's
almost forgot about
right.
too until you said it. That they do it under like a red eerie lighting, and they called it something else, but it became like the Halloween bumper cars.
Yeah, I want to say it had some sort of a zombie theme, but it didn't matter because they just changed the lighting and it was still bumper cars as far as I could see.
Right, but they did do that though.
Yes, yeah.
And they are free for all there.
Oh, they are, which is great.
So just a
Yeah.
good tip for anyone who likes bumper cars. That's
Right, there's not the
That's a good
one
one, that's a good
way where you have to go, one way in an oval.
where they put the aisle. Yeah, they have the
Right.
signs that suggest you should go in one way, but no middle island that forces you to. So this is technically still free roam.
Right, so you can actually bump with the bumper cars.
Like you're supposed to.
Right.
Not have a faux race that doesn't work out for
Right.
anyone. So that's always good. Yeah, there's not enough of those left out there. So just so you know that. That was cool. And then I think the playground one was the other good scare zone.
Right. There was another one, but it was near the entrance to the cheetah area and that giant theater that's over there. I forget the name of that theater. But
The
that was
Rockin' Palace.
yeah, that was really weak though. There was almost
Well,
no one
we
there.
didn't know what it was about. They had a couple of set pieces. It was just like they just had like just generic horror stuff. I don't even know what it was. Right? It was just like
Yeah, it was just mutilated bodies
just like
in
mutilated or
cages.
dead bodies in cages. Yeah. And then it was like a bride character
Oh,
walking
that's
around.
right.
And then
I
everyone else
forgot.
was sort of dressed up. I remember I was like, what is this about? And then when I saw the bride, and I was like, oh, is this like a ghost wedding or something? That's the best I could come up with.
Yeah, the theme was not conveyed well at all.
No, it
on
wasn't.
that
There was
one.
like little to no fog. It wasn't very good. They just kind of roamed around. It was just.
And there was another scare zone between the the Zangora eatery thing, between that and like the old Wazi entrance.
Oh, Zagora?
Zagora, or whatever the hell
Cafe?
it's called. Yeah, there was some sort of medical or mental hospital.
No, it was mental
theme.
patients escaped.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, they had like a crashed ambulance or like a paddy wagon or something like that. And then it was like the back doors were open. It's like they crashed it and they escaped.
Yeah.
And then there was that one lady with a shopping cart. That came off more like a homeless lady than an escaped mental patient.
well,
And she was too kind. She was like kind of smiling
Yeah.
at us. It was kind of, I don't know. It was kind of cool that she was there, but she was I don't know. It was late. There was also some like medical doctors like
oh,
on
right.
the as you watch the entrance of the
It was by the elephant exhibit. I
former
think.
Timbuktu area, whatever it is now.
No, but it's by the elephant stuff. I
Yeah,
think.
that's as you're kind of walking to the entrance to that. That's
Yeah.
I was thinking of that.
Oh, I
but-
totally forgot about that.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, we need to harvest your organs" or something. They were kind of doing
Yeah.
that kind of thing. They had like fake syringes in their hands or whatever it was. But
no props or sets as far as I could remember. I think it was just people dressed in
just a few,
vague costumes. Yeah.
like medical ghouls. So that one, yeah. And then to go back to the playground, I like that. I like the fact they had the hanging like dolls, mutilated dolls hanging.
well, right. That had some
above.
props. They actually had like a.
And they had
like
actual playground equipment,
right. Yes.
like blacklit playground equipment. It actually moved. It was like motor driven. So it was
Yeah,
like
that was
they were
cool.
moving with no one on them.
Yeah, it was that, and they had like you do like a what's the skip game, the
Hopscotch.
hopscotch. Yes,
We help each other out here. I know we're both doing it.
they had that. Yeah, that was kind of cool. They actually had a lot of characters in there. I remember one guy with a really big like clown hammer. It was like a cartoon giant hammer kind of thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
but it was cool,
There was a
though.
lemonade stand, like a ghostly lemonade stand.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
The ghoul manning that, and it was cool.
I did like it though. I thought it was kind
That
of.
was cool because always again that's a place where the pathway gets narrow just anyway, in that particular part of the park. I can't even begin to describe it. I don't even know. I'm not gonna try. It was like what, just north of the log flume? No, maybe not actually north, but
No,
north
it was
in the park.
between the Nairobi train station and
Oh, okay. Now you're reminding me. Yes,
and the beginning of the Cheetah exhibit and that Moroccan theater.
I couldn't
It
remember.
was that stretch.
I know we walked through it a couple times, but yes, it was over there.
Yeah,
So-
it's funny that stretch is so long. They actually have 2 scare zones in there. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that
Actually, I'm going to talk about 3. Really, 3 scare zones.
that park is laid out really, really poor. But whatever. That's for another time. They also had Fright Feast, which we should mention. No, we should mention.
Oh, okay.
I just thought that was hilarious because it's like Fright Fest, Six Flags Fright Fest.
I swear to God, Cedar Fair or Six Flags has the same exact thing. They call it Fright Feast.
Yeah,
I swear.
Has no one trademarked that one? I guess
not.
Fright Feast. That's pretty funny. That's I guess the meal if you want to have a meal included with your Howl-O-Scream ticket. No, I didn't mean to go into that. I just saw it. I'm looking at the map. What they did have, what I want to mention is they had roaming hordes. They actually advertised on here, and I don't know if did we not see those or was that part of what we saw? Was that like the bride and that stuff? I don't know. Every time we saw them, they were in the same spot though.
I don't know what the roaming hordes were supposed
They're
to be.
supposed to be roaming hordes that I guess are boundless. I guess they go anywhere in the park. But I don't know if we ever saw that.
Yeah.
It was opening weekend. Maybe they weren't working yet, so to speak.
Maybe not.
I don't know. But all right, I'm pretty good with that. You good with that?
I'm good.
So the bottom line with that though was the couple were good, but I don't think at that point we had seen anything that was better than what we saw at a Halloween Haunt event.
Yes, I would agree.
At a Cedar Fair Halloween Haunt, which we've done Dorney Park and King's Dominion in the past. Of course, the last 2 years we've done King's Dominion. And these scare zones were not any better than what we had seen at those. So at that point, we were still kind of thinking like, all right, it's good, it's fine, but it's not like any better.
Right.
They do change the music. They do have a custom soundtrack for the Halloween event. So that's good. Like it was like park wide. That's it for scare zones. I'm not even going to ask you. That's it.
No, that's
I'm
it.
calling it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So, houses.
No, just to say, the scare zones, whatever scare zone was on if you're looking at the map, the left side of the park, we didn't do them. Because we did not go past where Gwazi Park is, pretty much.
Yeah, that park is a monster anyway, and we had our fill of walking. Yeah, we did not need to go that stretch. That's like the old Bird Gardens area. It's like it goes alongside the Sesame Street area over there.
We walked it once when we first got into the park, and we never did it again.
Yeah, there was no need to. All right, houses. There were 7. What?
And we did 3.
Yeah. So there you go. We have no right to be doing this review. 'Cause we did less than half. That's like we saw the first half hour of the movie and we all walked out and we're gonna review it. No, it's not like that though, really, because each house is a self-contained experience.
Oh, all right.
Really, and it's not like you have to see them all to get any kind of greater story, because you don't. Although that would be a great idea. Again,
That would be really interesting.
We'll get to
now
it.
that you thought of it.
We'll get to it when we get to Universal, but it's
All
like,
right.
there's certainly some things that even they're not doing that they could do, which is,
Yeah.
how about that? How about all the houses tell a greater story?
Jeez, that really would be something. All right, yeah, well, we should save that. Yeah.
We'll get to it.
That's a great idea.
But so there's 7. let's go through them. I guess let's go through what we did.
Before we go any further, spoilers.
Oh, here we go.
Spoilers from here on out. Every house we are going to talk about, spoilers. If you haven't been or you don't want to hear about it, look in the description. We'll tell you what time code to jump to. That'll get to our overall thoughts of the event. But spoilers from here on out on the houses.
Yes, you've been warned.
So, yeah, what was the first one we did?
Deathwater Bayou.
This was near the entrance.
It was near the entrance. It was like back behind that Zagora Cafe.
Oh, right, okay.
It's basically you just walk backstage. They opened one of the backstage gates, and like that's where you walk up, and that's where the queue was, and then it was back there.
Okay. So, kind of, yeah, Bayou, New Orleans, voodoo kind of vibe
Yes.
they had going on there. What did you think of it, B?
Kind of like the Wyatts, the Wyatt family. If the Wyatt family ever had a house, this would be it.
Busch Gardens, Tampa! We're here!
No, that's too good for them. It would be like Howl-O-Scream, sponsored by Coke, in association with Sabret Hot Dogs, sponsoring the Fright Feast. We're here. It's like they gotta get all the corporate sponsors in.
Right.
Gotta get them all right and in order. And then we're here. And then I don't know, guys. It just, you lost some of the menace there.
Right.
When you're listing out corporate sponsors, I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, you're supposed to be insane. You're supposed to be insane, crazy guys. They'll do anything. You should just not talk about the sponsors. Just, we're here. It's good enough. Anyway, from the very beginning, before we even got in, I thought the entrance was cool.
Yeah.
They actually did a nice little house facade on the outside, and it was very well lit. I think there was some fog.
Oh, there was a lot of fog. You're supposed to be sort of walking over water to get into the house.
Yeah, there's like a little boat. Like
they just pumped in a lot of fog, and there's even a little rowboat in there. But it just looked great because
between the
it
fog and
obscured
the
that
lighting,
there was no water there.
Yeah, between the fog and the lighting, it almost looked like there was water there.
Yeah,
it was a great effect. So great exterior to start, and then you get in, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
It was very good.
I'm going to say it right here, right now. This house in particular, in terms of set design, I think it kind of rivaled Halloween Horror Nights. It was very well done.
I might say that same statement, but about a different one.
Ah, okay.
Not this one.
This house was very long and just very well done. A lot of dramatic lighting, a lot of that blue lighting or even black light. Just you go through so many different scenes, like a funeral scene, and then you're out in the woods, and then you're in some weird, I don't know, apothecary or something. It was very cool. All the different sets they brought you through.
Yeah, they did some outside, inside, and that actually worked okay. And there was a lot of characters, and it was good. It was very good.
A lot of characters. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the sum total when we got out was, because before this we were worried, just based on the scare zones, that this was just a very regional event and it wasn't seemingly anything special. And when we got out of the house, though, it was kind of like, all right, now I get it.
Yeah.
This is a little plussed up.
Well, I remember what you said. You said, well, that was better than anything I've seen at King's Dominion Haunt or Dorney Park Haunt.
It was a higher level. They had the guy at the end, like the Baron Samedi. Or Papa Shango. The Papa Shango character. Either one of those references, one's more dated than the other. But yeah, the 70s film or a late 80s, early 90s wrestler. But, whatever. Yeah, it's look it up, kids. They had like that guy with his face painted at the end. That was kind of neat. That was at the finale.
Yeah, right.
It was good stuff. I really liked that one.
I loved it, yeah.
It set the stage. And it was like, after we did that, then I was kind of like, oh man, now I really want to do a lot more of these.
Yeah.
Because that sets the stage.
Got you pumped up, got you a little juiced.
It did. And it was also the first house I've done in 2016. First house this year for this. It just overall for me. So that was really cool. Next we did Motel Hell. And this one I really liked. This I think was my favorite.
Okay.
There. And this is the one that, again, to skip ahead to the future just a little bit, this is the one that I thought rivaled Universal's set building.
Yeah, I could definitely see that with this
It's
one.
on par, if not better, in spots. I thought.
Ooh, okay.
This one, so as the name sort of suggests, it is a haunted motel. And maybe as a theme that's maybe sort of ho-hum or maybe been done many times before. But I thought they just did it really, really well. You actually felt like you were walking into individual hotel rooms. Like, it really felt like it. They got it. Down to like the like 70s like shag carpet. And like and it was noticeable. Like I did look down, but only because I felt it under my feet. Like, I felt that the change, like, it was really plush. And then I looked down and it was like that carpet, and it was like, wow, they got it. They really like dressed those rooms up, almost to a T. Like, it was really good.
Yeah, I think this is really interesting because I thought it was really great as well, but because you actually work in the hotel business, I think you were much more attuned to the finer details in there than I was. So you could pick up on all these little things, like you're saying, like you could feel the shag carpeting, you could notice just by feel, and just by a quick glance, all of these details. You know, more so than I could. And you're saying that they got it, so they got it then.
Yeah, they did. Even down to the smell, it had the sort of like the antiseptic smell of like of a room that was just cleaned or something like that. It was. But an older room, like they got like an old motel. Like,
That's amazing.
You know, it's not like the hotels that I work on that are modern, but it really got like this is a motel, and the rooms and everything and the smells that were kind of stuck in time, which was great. I mean, the first part you're outside. I think you actually are outside for a little bit. And
you are.
Like the exteriors of the motel. That was good, but not great. That was a little less convincing, but it was good. But then, when I got into it, that's when it was just, this is great.
Yeah, I love the body that was dead in the swimming pool that was floating.
Face down, floating.
Yeah, that was good.
They even did a hotel pool, that's right. That was like, you were still inside, but it was like inside at that point. That was really well done, too. Yes, that we just stopped and applauded. Yeah, I think for a good 5 seconds. Oh yeah, you did it. Complete with like a creepy lifeguard.
That's right. There was a lifeguard.
Chick
yes.
that it's sort of implied maybe she may have been the one that killed that person, or maybe not, or she's just a ghost that's presiding over the whole scene. I don't know, but yeah, that was just great stuff.
And then it turned into like some sort of like a killing factory or something. At one point, you walked into a room with like giant spinning blades, I think, which I didn't quite understand, but it was still very, very well done.
Yes. That was the thing too about these Howl-O-Scream houses. They all tended to like deteriorate at some point later on. Not so much the Bayou one, that kind of stayed solid to the end, but the other two we did. They start with a concept, but then they kind of just go off the rails at some point.
Yeah.
At the end, but it is Halloween, and it is death and destruction, and it's sort of like, it's okay, I think.
Oh yeah, that doesn't bother me at all.
There's one kind of a dark experience. It's not dark rides; these are walkthroughs. But if one kind of dark experience that I think it's acceptable to go off the rails a bit, especially at the end, just to kind of go into chaos, I think a Halloween haunted house maze walkthrough thing is okay to do that. So it doesn't totally destroy it for me.
No.
You only lose some points. I think it's minimal points for me with that kind of stuff.
Right, because a lot of horror movies are filled with twists and turns. So if you want to have your hotel turn into a murder factory, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really have a problem with that.
It happens. It's cool.
Yeah.
It still works. And then it ends, I think there's a couple actually, I don't know. Were they police officers that were there, or were they police officers that were part of the act?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Do you remember the officers?
No.
I thought maybe it was part of the act. I thought it was like, at the end, it's like they're the ones investigating the crime scene, and they were there.
Oh, okay. I don't know, I just don't remember.
Or maybe a couple officers were called because a fight had broke out before we got there.
Possibly,
in that house.
Yeah.
We don't know, actually. But
yeah. I mean, we only did each of these houses once, so
that's all we had time
it's a little hard to say.
But yeah, that was my favorite. And that was also new. That was the new for 2016 house.
Right.
At this event. Yeah. So that was the new one, and that was great. This one also had the like a little track that played audio track before you got in. So like it would have been the very end of the queue. We had no wait, so we walked through the whole thing. We just walked right into it.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a chance to really sit and listen to it, the whole thing, and hear the loop of whatever it was. But it did have an interesting, like, they were kind of telling you a story, I guess, the story of this house in kind of a creepy voice.
Really,
you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of unnecessary. I mean, you get the idea of what's happening, but I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really take away from anything.
Yeah, I remember you said that. You were kind of like, I don't know if I really care for this. But, like, I don't know, I thought that was cool. It was a neat little touch.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, you know, why not?
You know, it's like these people, they were looking for a hotel and then they found hell or something. You know, I don't know what it's.
Yeah, it was just
something like that.
It was kind of. It did seem like it was kind of generic and probably cheesy, but
Well, that's what's his name? Morrow.
Morrow, that's Morrow.
Yeah, that's Morrow for you. Oh yeah, well,
that's,
you know,
that's Brian Morrow.
he kind of adds stuff that isn't really necessary.
Well, I don't know if it is though, because I did he really touch Halloween?
That's a good point. I really don't know.
Would they let him touch Halloween?
Yeah, I don't know.
Would he want to touch Halloween? I think he'd get queasy. He'd faint. I think. Oh no! Fucking Morrow.
Busch, if you're listening, please fire that man immediately. Get rid of him. He is really not doing good things for your company. Anyway, moving on.
We'll get to that in later episodes.
Yes.
The other side, the non-Halloween side of our adventure in
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh, should we announce right here? Okay, we're gonna do a whole bunch of reviews on a whole bunch of stuff. I can't even list all the stuff.
Yeah, we did. We did a lot. If you check our website, we had the poster up for our adventure.
Yeah, so
No Chance in Hell, and we did a whole host of parks, and a lot of new stuff for us, and a couple whole new parks for us, and yeah, we will. We're gonna go into all of it.
Yep.
In
There's
the
a lot to go into. Here.
Next bunch of episodes. It's kind of a series, our own mini series. All right. Unearthed was the third and final house we did at Howl-O-Scream 2016. It was a demon theme. We only know that because we read the description on the map that says it's something about an excavation crew unearths a centuries-old house buried deep beneath the ground. The house has a vengeful demon seeking revenge. A vengeful demon seeking revenge. What? That seems like that's a little too much venge in that sentence.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's a weird way to word that, but okay. What it is it's and this is kind of clever. It's like the maintenance. It's really not so much maintenance. It seemed like it was demolition. It's like the demolition crew that was sent in to demolish Gwazi, then unearths this demonic house. Why there's a house and it was underground, I have no idea. If anyone knows the real history, that particular area of the park used to house the brewery that was torn down a bunch of years ago. So, if anything, it should have been a haunted brewery theme, or the ghost of Anheuser-Busch himself coming back. That's the vengeful demon. He's like, "What are you doing to my parks? First you destroyed my brewery and my operations, and now you're destroying the park. Assholes."
What was it? Wasn't it Adolphus Busch, I think?
Oh, Adolphus Busch. Anheuser-Busch is the mashup of the two last names, right?
Yeah, I think so. But anyway.
Dick Anheuser and Adolphus Busch.
Yes. I thought it was, right, that they were tearing down Gwazi, and they uncovered this, demon thing, these spirits or something. Apparently that's not exactly...
Well, I don't know what exactly
it
was.
doesn't, jive with the description there, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, because you do walk up through Gwazi's station.
Which was really interesting. We got to walk that one last time.
Yeah, I don't know that I even really cared to walk it one last time.
No, I didn't, but you got to.
We didn't miss that right at all, by the way. But
yeah, you walk through, is it the queue or the exit? I can't remember.
No, into the queue.
It was the queue, okay.
The entrance.
And then you actually walk into the station. You walk over the tracks, because they put platforms there where you can actually walk over the
you
old Gwazi
over
track.
The tracks, both sides.
And then you go back down the exit. You could just cross right through, and then it goes into the house somewhere down below Gwazi Station somewhere. And there's a house. I don't know why there's a house there. It doesn't really make any sense.
But then it's like, so the crew that came to demolish Gwazi, they unearthed the house.
Yeah, I guess.
And there's a demon in the house, and it's killing everybody.
It's a haunted house. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was fine.
It was just an excuse for a haunted house.
Yeah, I think between the three that we did, it was my least favorite of the three. It was still kind of cool, but
yeah, I agree.
Not as strong as the other two.
Least favorite, but still good. Yeah, still very high quality.
Yes, yeah.
Again, the Gwazi thing didn't quite mesh up.
No.
I had a preconceived notion of what I was going to see as we were walking to the station and we were getting to the house, and then it wasn't quite that. So that, yeah, I was kind of thrown off. They even have a kind of a cool animatronic demon figure right outside the entrance.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, is this the guy who's? Is this like the ghost of Gwazi? That's. It's like, how dare you close this ride?
Yeah.
But then it wasn't, and it was just a house, and but it was cool. It was a cool house. There's a lot of stuff going on.
It reminded me of the Lake Compounds house, really. That section of that maze.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could see that.
But it was more like, sort of caved in, like it was.
Well, it gets really dirty at the end. It gets really kind of. It's like all dirt. It's like, I don't know if you're going to the basement or of the house now or what it was, but it gets like kind of like the house is almost gone. It's just a few boards left, and now it's just you're in some kind of cave or underground, and you're with the demons, I guess.
Right. And then the very end actually got into a construction theme where they had a crane. I'm sorry, not a crane, but a what do they call it? Like the shovel.
Like a digger?
Yeah, like a digger thing. They had one of those contraptions, and a guy like.
Well, didn't they have like
by like a
zombie construction workers?
Yeah,
at the end?
They had one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the end of the maze, they sort of got into a construction theme for a second, but mostly it was a house.
It's like you came back out of the house, and now it's like the construction workers that were left, I guess, are just possessed or something, or.
Sure, why not?
Again, it's you sort of have to kind of make your own conclusions with these. But again, I'm kind of okay with that. Kind of. I mean,
it's all in good fun.
Yeah, it's all in good fun. The big thing, that being our third house and the final one we got to do, the big thing I really was set for me by the time I finished that third one was lighting. I felt like the lighting was just impeccable. Every one of them, but even that third one, because that one, the sets weren't quite as spectacular, or didn't get me in as much. But man, the lighting, the way they had the lighting, kind of, it all comes down on you. And so it's like you couldn't even begin to see when you looked up, because I always look up. In anything I'm doing, you always got to see did they theme the ceiling. That's a big, that's a big dividing line between, the truly upper echelon, the best quality stuff, and then the levels that are below that. And you couldn't see. I couldn't see. They didn't theme it, I could tell, but the lighting was such that it concealed it. And you could just kind of see black in between the lights because your eyes couldn't adjust and see. So the lighting was just so great. Best lighting I've ever seen in houses, and that includes Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights.
Ooh, okay.
Their lighting was not as good. Yeah, the lighting, best I've ever seen. Whoever they got to light that event, wow, he did an incredible job. Or if it's a team, I don't know how that works, but wow, unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, it really could be. But that's a really important part. I mean, I don't want you to think out there, lighting, whatever. You just throw a couple of lights in there, a couple of colored lights in there, but no, there's more to it than that.
Yeah, absolutely, and they got it better than I've ever seen it. But everything else was good too. The sets were really, really high level sets, and the characters were good. Yeah, they weren't bad. Yeah. I don't want to act like we're crapping on the human element. They were good. They were just as good as what we saw at the Halloween Haunt events. I know we put over those characters at King's Dominion really well the last 2 years. We even got some comments from some of you guys, which we love to see. And these Howl-O-Scream guys at Tampa, they were just as good, for sure. They did great. They all did a great job.
They were very good. There was a lot of them, and they were not afraid to jump out at you. They were very good. Yes.
Yeah, no, they were great. Great crop of characters. Nothing bad. There wasn't a bad one of the bunch. Like, they were great. They were all great. They all did a great job with what they were there to do. So, great stuff.
Yeah. So overall,
at the end of the night,
Howl-O-Scream, Tampa.
At the end of the night,
2016.
The houses brought it up. And at that point, I saw why it was one of the better events. And it up to that point, we hadn't gone to Universal yet. This was one of my favorite Halloween nights.
I thought it was really very well done. Really, the best bunch of houses that I had ever been through up to that point, I think, because I think it is a notch above Cedar Fair's Haunt.
The houses are, yes.
Yeah.
The scare zones and the general park atmosphere is probably about on par.
Yes,
with Halloween Haunt, but the houses are above, a notch above.
Not far and away, but a noticeable notch above.
Yes.
The only thing I want to bring up here is what the hell was with the dolls? We saw that there was supposed to be some sort of a doll theme, and there was no doll house, and I didn't see one fucking doll in the whole place. So what is with the dolls?
Yeah, that was. We were actually, it was over, but we were perusing the gift shop, the main shop they had set up for Howl-O-Scream, and we were just between the two of us. We were talking about this. We couldn't stop. First of all, we were delirious. It was like we had been up for about 24 hours straight at that point. Just
at
about.
That point, yes, yeah,
maybe an hour or so shy, but close. And yeah, what was the whole event is called? It's called Howl-O-Scream, Evil Encore is the tagline. And when we were leaving, we noticed that at the front gate they had a whole like a ticket booth and a marquee set up, like it's supposed to be like you're going into a theater of some sort. Oh, I'm sorry, a theater, as they say in Florida. As you're going to a theater, and it was like a doll, like a puppet show that you're going to see. But I guess the puppets are evil, and they really come to life and they kill. It's a premise that's been used in movies and stuff before, but they're not in there. I don't get it. It's like they wanted there to be some kind of a unifying theme or like an icon, like they're trying to compete with Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. We do get that, but Universal at least has the icon there. They don't have there was no house for the would-be icon or icons. It's like 2 or 3 dolls that they actually gave names to, which I saw later when I looked at the website. But they're not there. Those dolls are not there in any kind of form. They don't have a house for them. They don't have a show for them. They weren't so much as mentioned, really, besides in the gift shop and on the park map.
That is really bizarre to me.
And all the billboards for Howl-O-Scream and all feature. This is the one doll that looks like, to me, like the Undertaker. I feel like they took the Undertaker and made him into a doll form, and he's like evil doll Undertaker. And they did that, and there's a couple other dolls, but they're not there, which is why I don't get it either. They even had they created like there should have been a house. Maybe they were thinking about it and it got cut for some reason.
I don't know what happened.
Although if you're gonna cut one, why cut the icon one?
Right.
Isn't that an important one to have? Where it's like M. Carver, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something Carver, and there's actually a vehicle in the gift shop. There's like a pickup truck.
Yeah. With
the Carver name and it's like there, like that would be at the front of a house or a maze, but it wasn't there. Not even a scare zone. So that was really, really weird. So not sure what happened there. The other thing they have is they have fiends. They do that in their former fest house. Now it's called the Dragonfire Grill. I hate that name. Fuck you, Busch Gardens. But it's apparently a Bill and Ted ripoff show, from what we could tell. We saw the last 3 minutes or something of it, 5 minutes maybe. Basically, where they just do the time warp.
Yeah,
they just lip sync to the time warp, and we saw that, and we were kind of like, ugh, this is not good.
Yeah, it's typical Halloween dance numbers mixed in with some pop culture humor. So
right,
whatever.
But when you're just doing the time warp, it just felt more like Dead Man's Party.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's at Six Flags.
Six Flags Fright Fest. That's what we're talking about. And it felt more like that than it did Bill and Ted. So I don't know.
It definitely did. Yeah.
So we didn't give it a full viewing, admittedly. So we won't totally review it. But whatever. It's what it is. They did do a dance club. That's something we should mention that real quick too. They did. They also had one out in front of the log flume. In that plaza.
Oh, they had a dance party.
They had a couple of dance party things going on where it had nothing to do with Halloween. I don't think there was even a ghostly element to them. It was just club music for the sake of club music to have that and dancing, which was interesting, but not great. And all right, you did it to me now a few times. I'll do it to you. Something I remember you said when we were passing the dance club, the outdoor one that we saw, was that if they're doing this in Universal, then I'm not giving it a good review. It was just something that it definitely felt very regional parkish, like very cheesy to have those little dance scenes. Because I get it, people like going to dance clubs, but I don't know, we all paid for this extra ticket for this Halloween event. if I wanted to go to a dance club tonight, I would have went there. I don't need to have the two combined.
Not only that, but it's like I could stay home and blast top 40 in my own place. It's like if I'm gonna pay $100 whatever this is, like I want
That's true,
entertainment.
Too. You could throw your own house party in your own backyard or your own basement or something, and dance with people. Yeah, you don't need to have what's supposed to be a high level Halloween event for this. I kind of get it, but at the same time, I kind of wish they wouldn't do it. They put the little extra budget into another scare zone or another house or something, or fleshing out the doll concept better, or something like that, instead of paying a DJ or a few DJs to be around the park and do that kind of stuff. And I wasn't really into that either. And they did not do that at Universal.
No, they did not.
They don't do dance parties at Universal. So at the end of the night, I would recommend going to this event. I'd say if you're going to Florida for Halloween Horror Nights, that time of year, it's definitely worth the hour drive. It is very good.
Yeah, please don't overlook this event. I thought it was very well done.
All right, Howl-O-Scream. Oh, and it's a stupid name. I'm sure we may or may not have mentioned it on the show before. I know we talk about it amongst ourselves, but it's too much of a twist, or of a stretching, twisting, contorting of Halloween. You shouldn't do it on both ends of the word, the first and last syllable. Too much.
Right. It should be Howl-O-Ween.
Yeah.
That's really what they should have gone.
Or Howl-O-Scream.
Well, it's like, but that's even too close to what they did, I think.
Well,
That's tough.
If you kept it Hallo, whatever.
Maybe, to have both parts of the word, have every single part of that word changed, is too far.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
So it is a weird name, but it works, I guess. And now it's entrenched, so.
Oh, completely.
So it's too late now. You gotta keep it now. It's good. It's a good event. Check it out. We have survived Howl-O-Scream.
Oh.